Welcome to the Meticulous Manicurist Nail Tutorials. I'm Lori Halloway, Master Nail Technician, salon owner, and author of Sheer Savvy, Secrets and Strategies for Successful Salon Apprenticeships. I'm setting a new standard in nail education utilizing real life, real situations for real learning. My tutorials provide explicit instruction for a thorough understanding of theory and technique. Join me by subscribing today to learn everything you need to know to be the best. Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in for another pedicure video. In this video, I'm going to go over a few time-saving tips to help you get your time down and a few issues you may have experienced. This client does not have much of a pinky nail on either of her feet. The nail is made up of callused skin that covers the entire nail, and you will see and hear when I trim the nail, it does not make a click noise like the other nails will. I'll need to file the top of the nail to make it look like an optical illusion of a nice flat nail plate. The good thing is polish does stay on this nail really well. And the second issue is called keratin granulation, which is the white spots you see on her nail. It is not fungus. You can tell if it's keratin granulation when you file the top of the nail and the white area comes off easily. You can apply some cuticle oil on the nail during the pedicure so the nail plate gets some extra hydration before you put the polish back on it. Your first time-saving tip is always apply your cuticle remover before you start to clip or file the nail. This way, the cuticle remover can start to dissolve all of that dead skin so you can remove it easily. Here's that first pinky toe I talked about. This is not nail, it's just all like a callus. We shaped it really well last time, but you can see when I'm trimming it that it's kind of pliable. It's not firm like the other nails are. I always use my cuticle nippers to trim the toenails. I never use fingernail clippers. If you want to know all of the details of why I hate fingernail clippers, I do have a video on that. You can find it in my video list. You just have to click the channel name and it'll take you to like the home page of the channel, and then you click on videos and there's a whole list. There's over 140 videos. Now by the time we clip the nails, file the free edge, the cuticle should be softened enough by the cuticle remover, but oftentimes the skin absorbs that cuticle remover so quickly that I will reapply another application of it. It is much easier to remove the skin if it stays wet. You can see when I start to file the top of the nail, the layer of skin begins to crumble, and that makes me happy because I know I'll be able to get most of it off and get a nice shape for when we polish the toenails.
I like them.
Thanks.
They look good.
I have to. You wear them to read or I can't see anything.
I know, me too. I just had to run home to get them because I left them on my nightstand.
Oh gosh. I know I finally had to buy like 6 pair and I have them all over and one in my purse.
Yes,
I never had them.
I had to get the progressives because I looked down so much all day, but then when I look up across the room, everything's blurry, so
yes.
I had to go to the eye doctor.
When I start to file the dry spots off the top of this nail, you can see the separation of the layers of the nail. Be careful not to file too much off. You do not want to thin the nail out. If the nail becomes too thin, it'll flex with every step that the client takes, and the polish will fracture and it will chip right off. I do have a theory why the spots appear in the layers of the nail fracture just from the 23 years of seeing this on toes. You may not agree, but I think it is plausible. They say that the keratin granulation happens from dehydration, so why doesn't it happen on all of the nails? It happens mostly on the big toe and the fourth toe, and these are the toes that get most of the workload when walking and gripping in your shoes. I think when the nails get too long, they hit the shoe more as well. I think when the foot gets hot and sweats more and hits the end of the shoe while walking, this is when it happens. I think the combination of the nail retaining too much moisture than usual makes it pliable, and when it hits the shoe, it bends easier and creates that stress line going across the nail. The spots never go up and down, they always go left to right. Why do I assign a reason for this happening? Who knows? It's just how I am. I figure if you find out the reason why it happens, maybe you can prevent it from happening. It doesn't really matter why it happens, just that it isn't anything to worry about. Another time-saving tip is when there is a lot of dead skin, use your towel to wipe it away instead of trying to spend a lot of time with your implements and fighting through a lot of that skin. Wipe it away with your towel, and then you won't have so much for the cuticle remover to go through or your implement to wipe away. You'll be able to see better. And on this foot I am going to put it in fast forward just a little bit because we've seen all of the steps once already. Watch as I file the top of this pinky toenail. You can see the layer of skin starting to separate in the center of the nail. That's all just a layer of skin, so we need to work on that. And the pinky toe is really difficult to file because of how small it is, and if a client is sitting, they'll tip their knee out to the side, and then it makes their toenail kind of even get embedded in the towel, so it's really hard to see it. That's why I cut my fingernail files in half. So
Skin off the top of that
I
nail
have,
today.
not a great big long file trying to get in this little teeny tiny space. Her toenails are probably like this because they hit the side of her shoe all the time, and her body is trying to create a protective covering for the toe, and that's just why there's so much buildup on top of the toenail. The white spots come off really easy on this foot. I think the layers are a little bit more separated on this toe than they were on the other foot.
Did I tell you that every single time I would go into a store, I would beep with the electronic sensors with that purse you gave me? And I'm like, I thought it was just like the metal buckles or something like that.
Yeah.
So one day I took William to the mall to get some new shoes, and we walked by the Coach store, and I said, you know what, let's go in here. I'm gonna ask them if maybe they can see something. She said, well, let me look in the pockets. I said, I wasn't planning on stopping in. My purse is a mess. Like, excuse the mess of it. She said, well, we usually put them in one or two pockets. I said, I've looked and I haven't seen anything. She stuck her hand right inside there and pulled out the sensor. She goes, here it is. I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh.
That is it. It looked like a tiny little piece of cardboard, like a little teeny stick of gum.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, oh, thank you.
Oh, well, thank goodness. Oh, that would have driven me crazy.
Yeah, so now I don't beep. But it's hilarious. I get compliments on it all the time.
Oh, good.
Yes, she's a very generous woman. She gave me a beautiful Coach purse, which I enjoy very, very much. Another time-saving tip is always use your white buffer block on the nail plate around the cuticle area before you pick up your nippers and spend 15 minutes trying to decide what skin is still attached and what skin is just sitting around the cuticle. When you buff first, it will become very clear what skin needs to be trimmed with the cuticle nippers, and you'll save a lot of time. A lot of the skin you would have nipped will come off just with buffing.
Here are some other great videos for you to check out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.